let's talk about some RV stuff.
If you want respect, you gotta earn it. Damn right.
It is a blazer out there, Clark. Not in here. It's about 75 degrees in the shop, which is awesome to have an air-conditioned shop when you live in the desert. It's like 120 out there. Oh, you think I'm kidding? Ducks chilling in the mist. What do we got? 105 in the shade. 117. Ground temperature 134. You thought I was kidding, didn't you? So the first thing I want to talk about is your actual electrical connections. This is most important if it's an RV that has air conditioning, microwave, stuff like that. The lower voltage camper trailers probably wouldn't be as affected. One of these plugs is from a friend of mine, and one of these plugs was on my RV. And we'll start with the one that was on my RV. Okay. You see all the discoloration and corrosion and just, you can see the dust from it, I guess, arcing. You can see the damage here created by heat. And this was actually the RV plug that we installed on my house a few years ago. And you can easily see there too, that's getting pretty bad. So this plus this equals heavy resistance and equals that. My buddy's was a little bit further gone. I noticed it and I told him, I said, you probably want to change that. I mean, just look at that. So I typically, these things run about 20 bucks or 15 bucks for this end. I typically will change mine every year. So that's tip number one. Keep an eye, especially on the high amperage plugs, the 30 amp, the 50 amp, that kind of thing. So that's a good thing to look out for, just to be safe. Next on the list is a propane gas detector. These should be changed every 5 to 7 years. As you can see here, this one is dated November 16th, 2011. Mine wasn't flashing any codes, it was still green, but I replaced it. Okay, next tip, since we're talking about detectors. This is a good thing to put in your RV if you don't have one. This is a carbon monoxide alarm, very loud. Replace these. Typically, I replace them every 2 years. This is the new one I just got. It's about to go in. Even if you don't have a generator, if you do have an onboard generator or you're running a generator outside, very good to have. Now these you mount just like you would a smoke detector, or but for me, let me back up. I would mount this, or where I mount it is in my sleeping area, because if it's right next to you where you're sleeping, you're going to want to know if there's carbon monoxide in there, right? If there's a little trace that happens to get into your bathroom vent or something, and this was in your bathroom, it's going to wake you up at night for no reason, for something that could have just aired out and never affected you physically in the bedroom or the upper bed or however your RV's set up. Very good item to have, wouldn't be without it, as well as a smoke detector in the RV, which I don't have here. There's one in my RV now. Finally, the last thing I wanted to talk about for me is these. This is a typical midline RV outlet. I replaced all of these in my RV for two reasons. One, I believe that the store-bought household ones are better quality. Well, actually 3 reasons. 2, mine were getting loose. They started to get loose in here, and I don't like squeezing prongs together to keep a plug in. I mean, these have been in there since she was built, so, And the third reason is you cannot put these Starlight or Angel Light or whatever they're called. They have a night light built in and a photo sensor, so they automatically come on, and they're actually pretty bright. They're really nice accent lights. They can't be used with these just because of the inherent design of this. That's meant to snap over. I don't have one here, but everybody's seen an outlet, I guess. If not, go to Home Depot, look at an outlet. But let me show you something else. Inside, it's not even like a regular outlet. It just has this bus that you crunch wires into and everything hooks together. And I don't like that. You can do some mods in here if you wanted to have isolated circuits, but in my RV, one of the outlets has 2 separate circuits. So if I plug in a coffee maker or something like that, it's on 2 separate circuits, so it's not going to overload the circuit if you did something else. So that's just me. And the last thing that I almost forgot about is this bad boy. Now this bad boy, I wouldn't be without, especially if you're on a generator. Now, let's go into the RV. I want to talk about something in the RV, and I'll show you how I configured my stuff to work with this. Okay, so we're here in the RV. It's a little messy, but I've been in here working. What do you think of that? Look at that. Got my Steel Horse logo embedded in epoxy instead of the boring old wooden stove cover. Now, that's one of the biggest mods. Sorry for the AC noise, but it's hot as hell out. But that's one of the biggest mods I did. This is a server grade uninterruptible power supply. It was kind of hellish getting it in there, but everything works. I added some extra cooling fans and whatnot. Everything looks good. I had to bump that panel out, the whole power supply, with like a gasket made out of wood so that everything fit in there, but everything has cooling fans, everything's running beautiful. Now, what this does, especially if you're on a generator, is when the AC kicks in and out, if you don't have line power from like a, from the socket, the TVs will actually shut off when the generator kicks that AC up. And I got the big cover off of it and everything for now because it's so hot. I just put it on blast. And that's going to be another mod I'm doing. I'm going to extend, probably going to take this vent, paint it nice, and put it on the outside of that so that that's external now, and I can just, I'm not even pointing, so that that's external and I don't have to open this up, even though I made it real easy to open, spring loaded, all that. Anyway, let's talk about this thing. What this is now, oh, see, I'm all mixed up. This UPS powers all the outlets in the RV, all of them, okay? And even when you're on a generator, I have my generator bonded. If you don't know what that is, I can explain to you later. But a lot of times when you're running a generator, you won't get the light on these testers that says your ground is proper, right? It'll say you have an open ground, which you do, and it's dangerous. So what you do is you bond your generator. Just look it up. There's one of those panels. See that accent? Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, I have those outlets throughout the RV. A lot of times they're on all the time just because RV lights aren't as bright. You see that guy's on. Oh, and in the bathroom, because it's a GFI, I bought an outlet that has built-in night lights, and it's still a GFI, because a GFI isn't configured right for those angel lights or whatever. I think they're called angel lights, if I remember. Oh, and a golf ball in the old sink drain. Allows air exchange, but stops bugs and stuff from crawling in there. That's another tip. Also get your extended shower. The shower actually folds out, gives you tons more room in the shower, but then it's out of the way. So having said all that, all of the outlets in the RV are on that UPS. So, what does that mean? Well, if the generator were to shut off, yes, the AC will shut off, but this thing wouldn't do its job, and its job, now see, plug it in, turn it on. Everybody's happy. If this power were to go out, okay, and that's what you want. Now, it's not going to do that in that outlet, that outlet, that outlet, or that outlet, or the outlets in the bedroom because of that. And until that depletes its batteries, it has 4 big battery banks in it, this wouldn't go off. Your generator would have been off for quite some time, especially if you're sleeping, because literally the only thing the UPS would be powering at that point would be my alarm clock and the night lights in those outlets, okay? So, I have one outlet that fan is plugged into that's wired directly into the microwave line, okay? I put it in there for a coffee machine, so you can put a coffee maker there if you wanted to, without having cords draped. The microwave and the air conditioner are not hooked into that. They are still just direct. If the power goes off, obviously that UPS is not enough to run 15 or 13.5 air conditioner. So, when I'm asleep at night, I simply plug this in to that outlet right there, you know, and if the generator were to stop, that's immediately going to go off. It's going to start beeping, and I'll know to wake up and say, what's going on, what happened, what have you. So if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I mean, if I survive this damn heat. Jeez, glowing on my head. Look at that.